What's going on, everybody? I've got Will Moroz from Royal Canadian Reptiles in the green room. If you haven't met Will before, he's genuinely somebody that I learn about the most from on the times that he joins me here on Proper Royals Live. So thanks for being here. Let's get to it. How you guys doing tonight? Thank you for being here. I'm still messing with the sound on this new microphone. I like it, but it's just have to watch it a little bit. I don't want it to get too distorted, but I also don't want to feel like I'm having to yell. Here we go. We're going to try it like that. I think that's probably okay. We'll keep going there. How you doing tonight? It's Tuesday night. I got Will Moroz from Royal Canadian Reptiles on the show. The newly I don't know if he's newly arrived or recently displaced to America. We'll ask him. Actually, we're going to focus on looking forward to 2026 tonight. If you haven't seen the episode that he did with Mike over on Herp Collectors, check that out. It tells a whole story of his move and kind of the trials and the tribulations. Will was scheduled, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago on the show, and then there was some scheduling challenges. All good, but I got him rescheduled tonight, and we'll do the full episode. So that's what we got going on. Thanks, audience, for being here. I don't generally go through everybody's thing, but I do want to say quick little shout out to Dale and Jeremy Baud and Steve Casino and Justin from Morph Jungle and Miguel from Perfectly Engineered Reptiles kicked off a monthly podcast that those guys are doing together on Friday night. And I think it's once a month, maybe the last Friday. You got to just check out their social media. They'll tell you when it is. But go check those guys out. I have to tell you, I don't know Justin great, but I know Justin pretty well. But the other four are the guys that really got me off the ground and got me going and got me started in Florida and looked out for me. So if there's anything I could do, first, I'm happy to help you guys. But second, just go check out their podcast, man. There's a ton of wealth of information just sitting there, man, waiting to be unearthed. So I'm excited for you guys. Thanks for being here, Dale. I always appreciate you. Who else we got in here? Steven, what's going on? Thank you, guys. Okay, got a live. There you go. You made it to a live. Congratulations. Stick around. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. All right, couple very quick announcements. I'm working hard on getting into the Des Moines show in Iowa, the Cold-Blooded Expos show. I usually vend that show. I messed around and waited. Here's what happens. I wasn't messing around twiddling my thumbs. If you booked a whole year with Cold Blooded, you get a good discount. Cash flow for them, discount for me, makes good sense. I like this business model. I was uncertain of my calendar, so I waited to book. By the time I booked it, it was sold out. So I'll be at the next Des Moines show for sure, which I think is actually like March 1st or 7th or something. It's right around the corner, to tell you the truth. But I'm trying to get into this one. So January 25th, I'm hoping I should be at the Des Moines Cold-Blooded Expo show. Then January 31st, I'll be in La Crosse, Wisconsin, vending the Scaled Up Expo show. And then February 8th, I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin. Brand new show for me, brand new market for me. I'm excited about it. I won't get into it tonight, but I'm a kind of a demographics nerd. And I really like the demographics of, and I'm not talking like racial demographics. I'm talking financial, economic, demographics of Madison. Like I say, I won't bore everybody getting into them, but I'm excited to check out that show. If you've vended in Madison before, I want to hear about your experience, but I will be there. So starting the 25th, 3 weekends in a row, I'll see you out on the road here. What else we got? How good is breeding season when it starts picking up a little bit? I got some girls at 34 and 39 millimeters, just to really early ones, but you know, the pairings, the locks are going well. You're ultrasounding regularly. All those good things are happening. It's an exciting time on that. Locals here in Minnesota, if you want to truck down to or up to or over to or wherever Northfield is to you, Thursday night, I'll be performing a full gig, full show with a fiddle player named Will Armstrong. I'll be on acoustic guitar, we'll be on fiddle, and we'll be playing a night of pub songs, stories, Americana at the Grand in Northfield. No cover. Music starts at 6 o'clock. If you want a local taste. A lot of people ask me for like videos of me. When I'm performing, I can't run the video. So, and I'm usually a one-man show. Lord knows my wife is not coming out after 20 years to see the same show again. She might, I'm not sure. She might be there. I will try and get video. I'll share it in my stories. You got to follow on Instagram. I'm not posting it in the regular feed, but I'll put one in the stories. But if I can get videos of it, check out properroyals.com. I still have, it's either 4, 5, or 6, somewhere in there, number of clutches that I still haven't updated, still haven't gotten posted. They'll go to Patreon first, then to properroyals.com, and then eventually they'll get to Morph Market and Palm Street stores. So check that out. Speaking of Palm Street bringing you tonight's episode ad-free. You don't have to hear an ad to get into the room tonight. If you're watching on replay, you won't be interrupted by ads. Thanks for Palm Street. It is live selling. Again, I'm not going to dive into it right now, but if I ever need to do an episode on the fly, I think Palm Street is great, and I think that they welcome reptiles. I know that they welcome reptile sales, so I love it for that. But live selling in general, whatever platform it's on, I'm telling you, it's the thing. Get comfortable with it. Get used to it. You're going to have to do it. That's not just me saying it. That's Forbes saying it. That's Gary Vee saying it. That is these companies putting tens and 20s and 30s of millions of dollars into these platforms. Like, this stuff has steam. You got to pay attention sometimes. And like I say, Palm Street welcomes us and has the platform. I know Morph Market's working on it too. Like, you got to start practicing, guys. Be ready to live sell. Not even talking auctions, just live selling in general. Start practicing. Head over to Palm Street. There's a link to sell right in the description. Okay, there you go. There's that pitch. I think that's it. Will Moroz. I met Will. I think I met him first on the show. Actually, I was really happy to have him on. But we always end up having a quick beer, late night hangout or chat at Tinley. He's always welcomed me and been very gracious with his time, which actually I am going to ask him about. That's it's fantastic how much time he makes for stuff like this. And when you have a big collection, I don't really know how he does that. So I'd like to know that too tonight. The last time that I got to go to Toronto, it seems weird. I was at Mark Mandick's house, but it felt like Will was the host at Mark Mandick's house, at least for the snake tour part of it, which was very, very cool. So anyhow, what I'm saying is thanks for being here, Will. Please welcome back to the Proper Royal stage, Will Moroz. Will, how you doing, man?
Not bad. How are you doing, man?
I am good. Is your blood run thinned out yet? You started getting cold. I see. Oh, you got a hood. You got a little sweater on.
Yeah, I got a little cold. No. Yeah, today actually I had to take my wife to the airport, and there was frost on the truck this morning, and I was like,
there you go.
Shit, it's cold.
Get some, man. It does happen. It does.
It was gone. It was gone by the time I was at like 5 a.m. So. It was gone by 7 o'clock. It was all
once the sun is over the horizon,
as soon as the sun comes up,
it's all done. That's cool though, man. I alluded to it, right? There's nothing more awkward than talking about the person while they're in the green room. Right. Like, there's nothing worse than that. Hey, thanks for like say you're always really generous with your time. Could we kick things off and what does your operation look like? Do you have employees? What's the scope of your operation? What do what's some of your workflows, man?
So I have a pretty strict schedule.
Yeah.
That was one thing. When I went full time, that was one thing I mega struggled with, because it was sort of Jerry, it is an empty room, dude. I'll get to it. I feel like the office is last thing I need to furnish. Let's furnish the rest of the house first. Computer works. It's all good. But that was something I struggled with right out of the gate, was my schedule. Yeah. And so we went full time. I went full time kind of Basically, as soon as COVID hit, I was just like, I'm going full time. Like, screw this.
Yeah.
And I went full time and haven't looked back. But that first summer was like, I could do that tomorrow. I could do that tomorrow. And then you have buddies. It's all summer. Everyone's off work. So my buddies are all back home. Hey, you want to go shoot a round of golf? We're like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, like it was like a lot of that type of summer. But I think probably production backed off because of that. Just not paying as much attention to, she needs to be bred this week. She needs to be
you're
bred
saying your opportunities or your results went down.
Yeah, I think my results went down because of lack of focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of dialed myself in about the following year. And I sort of set a schedule for myself. So Monday mornings, it's the worst way to start your week, but it's like the best way to start your week. Monday morning, I get up, I have my coffee, I go to the rat room. I clean the rats Monday morning, first thing. It's like up at like 7:00, have my coffee, let the dogs out, let them do their thing, and then into the rat room and get it done. And that first like 20 minutes in there, you're like, it's just like, But once you're done, like around noon, you're like, I'm done the rats for the week. I have to come in. I have to pop in and top up food and check
you're topping
water.
up food and checking water.
Yeah,
but you're not flipping tubs the rest of the week.
Right. I'm not scrubbing tubs and washing stuff. So that's first of the week. Then Monday afternoon, whatever, haven't had to do it yet. But once my rodent production picks up more, then I'll feed off of my production. I've been buying rats for the time being. And then Tuesday's like a cleaning day because I like to feed and then let everything eat. And then Tuesday, go back through and clean everything.
So do you feed on Mondays as well?
I right now I'm feeding on Thursdays just because that's the delivery schedule for the rodents.
Got it. Yeah.
But when once my production is sustaining my collection, I'll clean, and then all the smalls that I pull, but then I can refill those bins. Those smalls go out, they get fed off, and we just cycle through the week.
Right.
So Tuesdays is a big cleaning day. It's cleaning, I change all the waters every single week, like that sort of thing. Break down more coconut, it's like a cleaning and just sort of like an inventory week, like checking, do I have enough boxes to ship out for next week? Do I have to order anything? Do I have to, like, all that sort of stuff. And my like schedule has kind of changed since I've been in the States, just because of, I'm still just kind of like trying to figure out where I'm going half the day.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's like 10 things every day that you're like, oh, I need that. Oh yeah.
For sure, man.
Like clips and rubber bands. Like, where were those? Or where did WD-40 get put in the move? Screw it. I'll just go buy it. Like,
exactly.
So you get 2 months of that probably. Right.
There's a lot of like, you don't realize how much stuff you didn't pack until you're like, hey, where's the X-Acto knife?
Yeah.
Where's the box
just
cutter?
Having it your hand reach.
Yeah.
Like, it's I don't know.
Or
where
I know it's
place.
like in that shelf. It'll be in that shelf somewhere or in that drawer. And that's just stuff that like, oh shoot, don't have that. Got to run to Tractor Supply. You go to Tractor Supply, you come back, and then it's like, oh man, where are all my drill bits? Dang it, I forgot those. Got to run to Tractor Supply. Like it's like all like these little things. So I've had a bunch of Tractor Supply and Target runs. Like there's been lots of those, and Walmart. Lots of those, like just stuff we didn't bring, like a garbage pail, like simple stuff, like
dust pans,
brooms, and like all this, So there was lots of that to start, but I'm starting to like kind of get into a flow. But basically, rat feed day on Mondays, cleaning supplies, just clean up the room, water everything. That's Tuesday. That was today. And I ship on Tuesdays as well. Every Tuesday is my shipping day. I've kind of got out of I thought for a while I'd be like, I'll just ship whatever day it feels like. But with it being a little cooler here, especially like at nights and stuff during the spring and fall, I don't see it being a big issue, but I like to take stuff to the hub. I like to drop off at the hub, right? Rather than have a house pickup.
Of course.
I mean, it's probably fine, to be totally honest, but I just prefer to go to the hub. And it just gives me a like if I have to if I have to ship out on Wednesday, if it throws off my day, if I have to go out on Monday, but then I have to go again on Tuesday. So I just say it to everybody who's ordering, like if you order a snake on Monday, I'll ship it out tomorrow. But if you order a snake on Wednesday, it's going to go out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. I just to fit with my schedule. And it seems to work. So we go on Tuesdays. We got lunch on Tuesdays. Tuesday's lunch day, lunch with the boys. Everybody goes out. We go try a different restaurant each week.
Yeah.
And we go get lunch. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's like Wednesday is just kind of like a miscellaneous day. Like just kind of do whatever I need to do. Like order banners for shows, find what lights to use. Where am I going to get my stationary stuff, like all your business cards or your flyer, whatever the heck you use.
Right.
A lot of business prep, taxes, like all that kind of stuff. The stuff that is like the least fun. So Wednesday's like, how did we do last month? Go look at the profit. Go look at the expenses. Go look at this. Like I'll break down. I try to do it monthly, but every Wednesday I'll like gather all my receipts for the week. I put them in a little binder in my truck, and then I take them in and I put them in and I enter them into a QuickBooks and just do the whole.
Do you do your own accounting, or do you have somebody?
I do my own bookkeeping, and then the accountant tells me. I have a new accountant now, so it'll be my first filing with him.
Is that yearly you do that with the accountant, or you do it quarterly? Okay, gotcha.
Well, I don't know, whatever they recommend, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Okay. I've only been here for a month, so I'm not super familiar with the U.S. tax codes and everything. So I like right out of the gate, the lawyer who helped me with the visa stuff also recommended an accountant that's familiar with the visa and how to whatever you need to do. I was
going to say that's a whole different level of
it is, especially when there's especially when there's like a Canadian business and an American business and money going back and forth between them. And so that accountant is like very familiar with like cross-border accounting and visas and the whole thing. So
day to day, like money in, money out, how much have you spent, how much have you made, that you're doing that in-house yourself?
I do all that in-house. And that's super simple for me to do. I just go on go into my bank statement, print out the month, and then I start highlighting it and I move it all over into an Excel sheet. And just stay on top of your taxes, right?
Or even
I've been
there. Just your accounting. Exactly. You don't want to get into tax.
I've been there. It sucks. Well, they're like, oh, you owe us $35,000. You're like, what?
We got to talk about that. Let's hang on. Let's discuss this.
So there is that. That's Wednesday. Thursday. What do I do on Thursdays? Thursdays, Thursday nights we'll do a Zoom call with Patreon.
Okay.
So that's like a Thursday night. Thursday is another I kind of float around just do whatever needs to get done. Really, Monday and Tuesday are like my two these days I don't waver on.
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, they can all kind of rotate back and forth, but there's it takes.
Are you scanning the receipts or digital?
So I
tracking?
I scan them in.
Okay.
I scan all that stuff in. Yeah. And then I obviously keep them still, put them in a filing cabinet, just years receipts. But generally, you can just go into QuickBooks and then just print your receipts, and then it just gives you in like a nice format, not like a bunch of what is this, a Tractor Supply receipt, No,
I was gonna say mine are in these just monthly bundles in a bottomless pit of a file cabinet. He said, Aaron just said for 7 years. I was like, I'm coming up on time. I need to clean mine out, actually.
Yeah. So I just do that. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays are kind of just whatever's got to get done. Just, got some tree monitors. So I spent some time. I have to get a cage built. I have to order some lights. There's just all that day-to-day stuff, answering phone calls. That one of the big headaches right now is establishing credit. So I'm spending a lot of time calling around to different places, being like, okay, What should I do here? Trying to get a car loan, like forget about it. Basically, I
Oh, geez.
essentially don't exist, and it's frustrating because I'm like,
Yeah. Do you
I
still have
have
like do
I
you
have
still have like a
Canadian.
Canadian credit card that you can
Mhm.
so
I have
like if you go to
Canadian.
Tractor Supply, you could put something on a credit card, but as
Oh
far
no,
as like
I have a
low
U.S. credit card as well. So they gave me a U.S. credit card, but like
okay.
if I want to take a loan for
Right.
like
Yes.
if I want to go and take a car loan for $50,000,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're like, oh, you don't have enough like credit history to offer you something like that. Where in
Yeah.
Canada, no problem at all, right?
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
because I have so much credit history there for
Yeah.
25 years or whatever that. But that's one of the tricky things that we've run into so far. But it'll get sorted out. We're working on a leasing a vehicle for my wife. I have a truck, so we're good there. But we're gonna
Yeah.
lease a vehicle for my wife and try and do just like a 6 month to a year long lease. We're gonna pay through the nose for it, but just pay it, build credit for 6 months,
Get the
and then just
credit. Yeah.
take the fucking thing back, and then we can
Right.
go get whatever you want. But
Yeah. How much that's an interesting topic too, because it's something that I've found I'm using more and more. How much business credit, let's say at least in Canada, did you rely on business wise
none,
for none? No,
none,
none. All
no,
cash flow based.
all cash. Yeah.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
never taken a business loan at all, ever.
A line
Um,
of credit, revolving line of credit, anything like that? No.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
Good for you. Okay.
No.
I think there's
Um,
a lot of wisdom in that, by the way. That's my 2 cents, but
yeah, I just didn't want to like. I guess I put things on I have a credit card, a business credit card, but not like a
mm,
line of credit or like a like a
yeah.
like a like a business loan or anything
Mhm.
like that. I haven't taken any of those. I've always looked at it like if I can't swing it now, something else will swing up. Something else will present itself at the
Right.
right time. It's
No, I do. One of my favorite expressions, I learned it when I used to buy and sell old vintage guitars and amps. There's always another guitar. There's
right.
always another amp. There's always going to be another snake. And honestly, the
Yeah.
snake is probably going to be cheaper when the next one comes around
And
too.
probably better genetics too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's going to be another snake, man.
yeah,
And I mean, as much as I love selling snakes, I do tell people that sometimes. I'm like, look,
no, there's something
there's
to be
going to
said
be another
about
one.
like
Yeah.
business loans exist for a reason, right? So
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I've never put myself into one. I've never had to,
Yeah.
I've never
Well,
had to take one. I've always sort of like, yeah, if I can't afford that snake, then I didn't buy it,
right.
or I would I'd try and free up some capital by selling something else in order
Mhm.
to, I would try that, but I'd never go to the bank and say like, hey, I need 50 grand to buy this snake. First of
No.
all, the bank would be like, you sure about that? Like,
Uh, I have actually heard Canadian tales of such things. I don't
yeah,
think I
blink
should
twice
say
if you're being forced to do this, right?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah,
But no, I'm more meant to like, I don't know, I would call it like capital expenditures, but if you needed an AC unit or you wanted to have a line of credit for when the time came, if you had a building or a property or a facility or things like that.
yeah. So the building again was cash. I saved
Wow.
up until
Yeah.
we could do it, until we could swing it, and then built it in order to not have to take a line of credit. We
Yeah.
did a lot of the work ourselves.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Nice.
so that was a brutal summer. I had to learn a lot about how to build a building, but
Right. Yeah.
we got through it, and luckily I had some buddies that know what they're doing, so that helped out quite a bit.
Good way we got through it. Is the building standing? It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
it exists. Yeah, all right, good.
it's still good. Everything still works. Floor's not lifting. Like actually, we did a pretty good job. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that worked out really well. But yeah, I guess I had a business credit card.
Yeah.
I don't in the States yet because I'm
Mhm.
still waiting for. So what a this is just like stuff you don't expect when you move. But we came
It's
down
like
here
the
and
WD-40 can. Where is this? How do I do this?
yeah, so we came down and we immediately go apply for our social security number, right? You have
Yep.
to go in for this appointment and you meet with somebody and they talk to you and okay, here's all our
Yep.
paperwork. You're legal. Yes, everything's good. And my wife got hers in like 10 days, like not
Mhm.
even. And I was like, oh, sick. Mine will be here anytime. And then weeks go by, and another week goes by, and now we're into Christmas and nothing's in. And first week of January, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Where's mine? And you call the SSA, Social Security Administration, and you're on hold for 7 hours, and then they're like, you just have to keep waiting. Click, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's what, it's like that kind of phone call where you're just like, oh, if it doesn't come in, you can make another appointment, or you can just keep waiting. And I was like, finally, I just kind of got like a little like fed up. And was just like, I'm just going to the office. Mm-hmm. And I showed up at the office and was like, hey, I did this. I need this to like operate in the United States.
Right.
Like,
you're going to need to eat. Yeah.
And they were like, oh, hang on. I went in with like 5 minutes to close, and they were super nice. They brought me into the back. They like sat me down, looked at the file, and they had put in there's a thing called an I-94, which is like your admission number to the US.
Right.
And they had put in an extra digit, so it didn't line up.
Yeah.
But no one called me and told me that it was just in like limbo.
That's what you have to go find that stuff. Yeah.
So I brought them the I-94 when I came in, and he was like, oh, hang on, that's a 9-digit code. This is a 10-digit code. And I was like, what? And he fixed it, and then he hit enter, and it's like, oh yeah, it's verified, 5 to 10 days. So that was on Thursday. So I'm waiting for it still. But without my SSN, I can't get a driver's license. I can't get a business bank account. So I have to run everything. This is where it gets all confusing. I have to run everything through my personal account, then
reconcile it all.
Exactly. Reconcile it back into the business account. So it's like it's kind of messy right now. But that's why I called the accountant right away and was like, this is what's going to have to happen just in order for me to stay alive. And yes, but he's like, this is fine. You're good. I should have my SSN. It might be in the mailbox now. I didn't check today. But once I can do that, I can open my business account, and then everything's smooth. Then it's like personal, business, and separate. And it makes life a lot easier, and I don't have to constantly go through and be like, Target, did I buy something for the business at Target, or did I buy like a turkey? Like I don't. It's
the turkey was for the water monitor, man. Just right. Just all, just
right.
let it all be right.
Yeah.
What are some things that have improved? I have to think not, dealing less with CITES. You got to be getting inquiries through compared to what you were, like the American market has to be like,
it's insane.
I know just personally, you helped me with it. I mean, it is challenging to get an animal from Toronto, and I had really good help, much less just like, I'm not sure how long it would have taken.
It's just a big wait. It's just a waiting game. Is really what it is. It's not like the actual like shipment itself, like the CITES stuff is not that hard. Okay. It's just, when does the permit come in? And that's all like the feds. So it's just, when does it come in? When do we get a break in the weather to ship? All that sort of stuff. Like as you get into Canada, like if you're into November, December, definitely January, February, March, those are like no-goes for shipping. You can do it. Some guys do it. I've had some guys reach out and say, hey, I'm going to send a box out in February. Do you want to put stuff in it? And I'm like, no, I'll wait till April. It's just any hiccups, you're freezing them. Yeah. Like if it gets left on a tarmac at Pearson, it has the potential to be minus 15.
Right.
Like it's not like cold. Like you're in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. I mean, I'm north of Toronto here where I'm at.
Right. Yeah. So it can be cold as shit in February and so
but you would have extra hands in the pot, so to speak, too, because you would have to send your animal to an exporter who's then going to put it in their own box, who's going to send it to the importer, who's going to unpack it and then redistribute it. No,
I don't send to I was doing direct.
Oh, you were the CITES exporter.
Yeah.
Got
I do direct to the exporter. Yeah. They take the box, break it down, and they ship out.
Yeah. So the only time like today was in the 40s, believe it or not, which is incredible for this time of year. But by this time next week, the high is going to be 7, and that's nothing.
Yeah, all right. I think we're gonna be like 65s. Something like that. I like
you can ship east and west.
Weather. Yeah. Well, the problem is like I'll go to. It's weird because I'll have to go to ship to, let's say, California, but it's going through Indy. Yeah. Right. And so Indy's cold.
Right.
Like when I shipped to you, I was like, we were talking like Indy's going to be really cold. And then I checked the hub and it was Fort Worth.
You told me that, I was like, that thing is going to Memphis. I'm like, I'm not going to tell Will how to do his job. He knows what's up. Sure shit. It went to Fort. I was like, I've never heard of a package going to Fort Worth.
Me either.
From Atlanta. It won't go to
Fort
Memphis.
Worth.
It'll go to Fort Worth, and then to
Who knows? Who knows, man? I don't know. I just sort of, but yeah. So like, as far as like things that have changed for the better, definitely the availability to ship. You guys don't have any idea how good you've got it in the States.
Well, and it's got to be a mental, like the mental gate for the buyer that used to say, hey, Will's banging animals, but he's in Canada. I'm going to look around. Now it must be, it must be people going. I mean, the inquiry.
Can I get it tomorrow?
Have the inquiry spiked for you?
Yes. December. So December was our first month here, and it was the best month I had in 2025.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, I'm excited for where things are going. Another thing that's changed for the better is like, I haven't had to wipe snow off my truck once, not one time.
Right.
Today I was in shorts. Like it wasn't, it's cool. Some people still look at me like, bro, what the fuck? It's cold. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Right. Yeah. Like it's fine.
It's like a sweater, shorts, and shoes. You're good. And so that's been really good. Being Bob's probably 20-ish, not even 15 minutes from my place.
Oh, cool.
So like having that, like, hey, you got anything to ship out today? You want to go grab, like that sort of thing. You got any extra deli cups? You got any? Shit, man, this thermostat's not working. You have a spare thermostat? Like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Right.
Super nice to have. Yeah. What else has changed for the better? I mean, lots, man. Lots. Just we're still in like kind of like the honeymoon phase.
It's still got to be so new. Like every day, it's still got to be like, okay, I'm figuring it out. I'm learning.
I can get to like certain spots without my GPS now. I'm like, okay, I know where we are. But if I have to like take like a side road, I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
Like the first like 2 weeks, if my phone died, I had like a panic attack. I'm like, I can't get home.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to get home. And my phone died. I was going to drop off sheds to UPS, and I was like, okay, how do I had it on my phone. I wasn't paying attention, and then my phone died, and I'm on the interstate. And I'm like, oh shit. And then my GPS goes, bloop, just goes blank. And I'm like, so I get off at this next exit, find a Best Buy, and go into the Best Buy. And I like just unplug their model phone and like plug mine in.
That's the most resourceful thing I've ever heard. You look at their display and
just like unplug the phone and just plug mine in and just like
it's the best life hack right there.
I just sat there for like 10 minutes, turned it on. It was like, sheds will go in another day. I'm going home. So but now I'm starting to like explore little, my web's getting a little bit bigger.
Right.
I can go to FedEx in Atlanta without GPS now.
Nice.
So pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool.
Dale brings up a good point. You could also have bought a car charger in Best Buy if you wanted.
Okay, so I have a car charger always. Like I always have one, and we had just bought them, but I literally like took it out of the truck to like come upstairs to charge it, and then I was in, and I had this old charger, and I was like, it was like one that I had plugged in, it was working, but it was such an old charger that it takes 7 days, I guess, to give my phone enough charge to turn on. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of there. Go. So it just wasn't turning on. And I sat in a parking lot for like probably 45 minutes. It was like, okay, this isn't going to work. And I just kind of like drove around the corner, and then all of a sudden, like Best Buy, like the big sound, like, no way. I went to Best Buy.
Going there.
I was going to go, like, I was legit about to go into like a Target and just ask someone, or like a Home Depot, and be like, hey, can I use your charger for like 5 minutes just so I can go home?
Right.
And that was, but anyways, we figured that out, and it was, it wasn't so bad. So there's been a couple like little funny things that I've had to do, but it's but lots of good, lots of really like overall very happy with the decision to come down.
Yeah.
Obviously miss my folks, but we talk enough, I talked to them enough, and it's been good. It's been good. It's been really good. Yeah.
Good, man. Good. And I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know this. I don't know you well enough to say this, but I'm guessing that you and I are at a point in our lives. If you wanted to hop a flight from Atlanta, you have the means to
Yeah.
do that, and it's
Yeah.
convenient to get to Toronto and all of that. So
Yeah. If I
that's
want to
good,
go
man.
home, I could. We
Right.
decided to not go home for Christmas. We said,
Yeah.
no, we're going to stick it down here. We're going to stay down here. My mom actually, so my wife's mom came in just before Christmas. So 2 weeks ago now. She came in stayed with us from like, you guys don't do Boxing Day here.
There's no I know we talked last time.
We call it Boxing Day.
But yeah, we don't.
But it's the 26th through New Year's. She went back on like the 2nd, and then my mom comes in on this Friday. We pick her up. I think she's staying 4 or 5 days, and then we have a week, and then Adam and my dad are coming down, and then we're going vending Sear. And it's just like January is like a busy month. So.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have like the refreshments from like refuel a little bit with the family and that
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like I haven't seen Dad since he had gone away for a month. He went on a month vacation before I left, like the month before I left, and I had left before, so I haven't seen him since like it would have been like beginning of October.
Oh, cool.
And cool like it's weird because I used to see him every single day. Like he lived across the road.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. My wife got a job. She's actually
good.
She's in Raleigh right now doing training and all that sort of stuff.
Oh wow.
And then,
okay.
And then in March she's got to go to Spain for 2 weeks to do some more training. So it's I was kind of like, damn, what job is this?
I was going to say, it sounds like a pretty good gig. Not bad.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So she's going to Spain for a couple weeks.
Okay.
And then, yeah, man, it's just like, we're just taking it as it comes to us. We're just kind of like, whatever life throws at us, we're like, okay, let's roll with it.
Well, and you can't really like legitimately like plan you're not going to ever know like, okay, I've arrived. There's not going to be a binary. Okay, now I'm done. I'm here. I've arrived. Like it's going to be a process. You're just going to go through and experience everything. Yeah, man.
Just like, man, there's just like little stuff. Like when we went to go pick up my girlfriend or my wife's.
Say you got one of those too? Huh?
Whoops. Yeah, my wife's mom from the airport. We're on the way to go pick her up, and we're driving through our town here, and I was like, "What's that noise?" And I'm like, must be the road. It's like click, 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 click. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I wheel my window down and I'm like, no, that's my truck doing that. Like, what is that? And I wheel over. There's a giant like washer nail stuck into my truck tire.
Just bumped into the tire.
And every time it's click, 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 click. But it's Sunday afternoon and everything's closed and I can't find a tire shop to take it out. And finally I find this tire shop and they put my truck up on the thing, pull it, fix the tire. Don't even charge me. Don't charge me a dime. No, they're like, welcome to the area. I told them I'm here from Canada. Like, I don't know where I'm going, blah, blah. And they were just like, oh, welcome to the area, blah, blah. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll get it up on they didn't charge me a thing.
Dang,
I was like, damn. I was like, next time I need tires, I'm coming to you guys.
Yeah. I
mean,
that's a smart move on their part because that's exactly what you're going to say is like, I know exactly where I'm going to go when I need tires.
For sure. Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Everyone down here has been super, super welcoming and very like accommodating.
Good, man.
It's been great. It's been awesome.
Good. What if let's switch to snakes? What do you think?
Yeah, always.
What makes, just philosophically, what makes a great snake in 2026?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I always revert back to pattern and contrast, right? But that's not necessarily true because there's lots of stuff that's low contrast that's very, very pretty. So I don't know. I think there's like a certain amount, like, like with you were in the restaurant business, right?
Sure.
So like with food, there's a certain thing is too much salt.
Of course.
Then there's a certain thing is not enough.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like finding that like balance is what makes like a perfect dish.
I swear to God, my sommelier and food training, it translates perfect to what you're talking. And I've thought about that a lot. And I rarely bring it up because it's so like niche, but yeah, you need your fat, you need acid, you need salt, you might need aromatics like pepper or thyme or whatever. And Yeah, you said pattern and contrast. I throw color in. I say color,
Sure.
pattern, and contrast. Those are like my
Yep.
3 sliding scales. And yeah, continue on. Sorry, I'm
And it's
excited.
like really
Yeah,
you want kind of like a Venn diagram, like the circles.
yeah,
Like pattern, color, contrast. Something that's in the middle is like
yeah.
your winner. Something that hits 2 is very good. Something that's just 1 is like, okay, I know I can work with this.
Right,
If you're not hitting any of them, probably move on from that. Um,
right.
yeah,
You've got your normal that. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
right,
That
yeah.
there's something going on with. Yeah, you might.
But like, what makes a good snake in 2026? Man, it's such a like. What do we consider a good snake?
Right. Is
Would
it
we consider like, oh, this is like the next like big project, and like it's gonna take us all 5 years to see any results from this? Or are we talking about like that is just a gorgeous looking animal, and like I don't care what the genes are, I don't care, like it doesn't matter what it is, that thing's super pretty.
I feel like we have been in, and I guess I don't know if we've come out of. Maybe we're still in it, and we probably always will be in some ways. But I feel like we can't. We were in this like super. I call it the word salad. Like we were in this word salad of genes, and the more words that could be in there, the
Yeah.
better we were. Right?
Yeah.
Like we were going to
Labels
get.
are this long.
Yeah, we're going to get
Yeah.
rich because it's 99 other things. And it's interesting that the very first thing you said was all about the visual color, pattern, contrast. This has nothing to do with what's buried beneath or this or that. Is it just good looking? And do you think the market is changing and appreciating that now, or realizing that, hey,
Um,
you still got to deliver at the end of the day? What are your thoughts?
I think I guess it just depends where in the market. Like, so
It's true.
one of the things, like I talked to Bob about this the other day. Uh, Everybody wants to be Justin, right? Everybody wants to make those high ticket animals, just like the super cutting edge stuff. Because don't get me wrong, it's exciting. It's
Yeah.
exciting. It's fun. I understand it. I want to do that too. That's how I built my collection, is around that like cutting edge, as much as I can be, pushing the envelope and trying stuff that hasn't been done, and
Hmm.
really building like multi recessives and that whole thing. But like at the end of the day, that is great, but there's so much room for people in this industry to, like, you don't have to spend $500,000 to start your collection. You don't have to be doing,
Right.
like, there's lots of guys who make really gorgeous stuff. In fact, most of the stuff that I buy now is more like, I just like that thing is beautiful. Like, I want that snake, not I
Yeah.
want those genes. I want that snake because I think that snake can reproduce itself or reproduce other like variants of it. And I think people need to start doing. I mean, who knows? I could be going down the wrong road. Maybe, I don't know.
But
But
I think that truth cures both, because you nailed it. Whatever's in that snake, assuming it's genetic, you can reproduce. So if it's beautiful when it wins, you're going to get whatever's in it. It almost doesn't matter what's in it. If I mean, um, shoot, no, the one that you sent me was from Mark.
yeah,
Antoine at DPR had 2 other scramblers that I didn't even ask him what. I was walking down the aisles at CRB, and I was like, it just stopped me. So what are those things?
yep,
And I saw the price. I said, is that Canadian or American? He goes, I think he even said whichever. I was like, I don't care. I can afford, I'll take them both at whichever price it is, and he did a nice job. But it's the same kind of, I was like, I actually don't care what's in it, because I want to know, so I
right.
know what the ingredients are and how to
Sure,
go
sure,
about
yeah.
doing it. But I want to use that as the base, and that excites me, seeing that as a base that I can add to.
Yeah, I think like the industry is going to head, this is just my prediction, over the next decade, maybe shorter than that, but I just think over the next decade we're going to kind of like recessive ourselves out. And I don't mean that like recessives are bad, not at all. I just think that we are trying to stack so much recessive, and like that people really like don't look at incomplete dominance the right way, where
Mm,
like you can treat incomplete dominance the exact same way you can treat a recessive and
Super
build a
gravel project, right?
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many with good supers.
Yeah.
Like there's so many super gravel, super hurricane, white lace, super blackhead stuff. Like it just goes on and on and on. And I look at a lot of everyone's like DG Xanthic Clown, DG Hypo Clown. Again, don't get me wrong. Love them, working them myself. Beautiful, beautiful animals. I'm not knocking those projects whatsoever. But when I see the whole market, like that's where we're going, I'm always kind of like, what's
right over
what's
here,
over
right?
here that everyone's missing, you know?
Right.
Because a white lace, super orange dream, super mandarin, there's no recessive in there. I bet you that's a gorgeous snake.
I bet that's an all right snake.
I bet you that's insanely cool looking.
Yeah.
And you can build on that. That's just as hard to hit as a DGA Xanthic puzzle.
That's triple homozygous. Right. Yeah. Yep.
And with shed testing sort of leveling the playing field, every recessive now is like, people can argue all day about this gene's recessive or it's not. It's like it's het or it's homozygous.
There's 0, 1, or 2. That's it.
Right.
There's 0 copies, 1 copy, or 2. That's right.
And so when we look at the recessive stuff, like I can't necessarily pick out a het clown with my naked eye, but I can test for it. And so what's essentially what that's done is leveled the playing field with, let's say, a hurricane. I can pick out, I don't have to test the hurricane most of the time. Sometimes you still do, but I don't normally have to test the hurricanes. But because now I'm able to just test the clown, it definitely like makes me go like, well, would I rather work the clown as a base or the G stripe or the albino or whatever it is, or would I rather work the super hurricane as a base? And that's where I'm starting to be like, okay, maybe I decide to drop, I don't know, let's give an example. Genetic stripe. Let's say I drop genetic stripe out of my collection, but I start to, as I'm doing that, I'm replacing them with just white lace combos or super mandarin combos. Like it's not necessarily that I have to have every single snake has to have a recessive in it. And I think, super trick, super hurricane, whatever you want to call them. Like you don't like, maybe I decide super hurricane, super trick, super blackhead, and I just have one recessive in there. So like maybe it's super hurricane hypo combos or super hurricane DG combos. And now I start adding to that. Right. I think what's happened in the industry is we've gotten so like shoot for the stars. So like we're trying to like in 2026, we're trying to operate in 2036. Like we're trying to go so advanced so quickly that we are missing so much of just the Desert Ghost Clown combos or just the DG combos. Even Clown, which has been worked by the masses for a decade or more. Right. Still, every year we see new Clown combos that we're like, oh shit, that's
well, how did we miss that? Yeah, whoa, this has been sitting right there to do. Yeah.
And I know it's very objective, but most people say, well, it'll look better with hypo, or it'll look better with Desert Ghost. But I think what people need to start doing is like recognizing what each gene does, and maybe that comes with time and experience and hatching out hundreds and hundreds of clutches. You start to like, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. But recognizing that, okay, let's say we say like an Orange Dream Mojave spot nose, right? Orange Dream Mojave spot nose clown. We'll just use that example. Which one, Desert Ghost or hypo, is the one? Because some people will just pick a fence and just be like, if Desert Ghost is better or hypo is better. And I'm like, okay, Desert Ghost or hypo is better at what? At what? That's the real question. That specific combo is orange with a lot of blushing. Hypo is going to lend a hand to that much, much more, like, I think much better than Desert Ghost will. But then when we talk about like Batmans, where there's like a lot of contrast and they're
rigid
like
contrast instead of blushing contrast.
Desert Ghost is going to lend its hand better to the Batman than hypo will. It's just like you have to learn and like almost go back to that like artistry of this rather than just like the gene mash thing, and go back to the like, I'm going to be selective about what I pair because I'm aiming for a specific result. Right?
Yeah, and I think the chef's pantry applies again. Just because you got 50 herbs in there doesn't mean you put 50
You don't put them
herbs
all
in
in
a
the soup.
Yeah, you
Right,
don't just
yeah.
like dump them all in.
Right.
You're gonna pick and choose. And like, even to extend the analogy to your point, you might try a soup with a new herb and go, "That's really good," or that's not what I thought.
Right. Or
And next time
you might
you're
try
gonna
to be
learn
like, ooh,
from
you know
it.
what? It needs
Yeah,
a little bit more salt. It needs one more copy of lace, or it
right.
needs, and that will set it off. There's a lot of trial and error in this business, and you know, you just have to try things.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid to try new things. I mean, shit, man. Justin, like I mean, don't get me wrong, Justin makes incredible stuff, like top breeder in the industry for a reason.
right.
But he literally had a T-shirt back in the day that said "Follow your own road." Like
Yeah,
he sold that shirt to people, yet people were still like, "What'd you make this year? Can I get those ingredients to remake that?"
yeah,
And I always looked at that and was like, follow, you do your own thing. Justin didn't become who he is or build the business he has by following anybody else. He just did his thing. He had his creative element, and he took care of his animals and maintained the collection properly, and
well,
ran,
he
and
did all the things. Yeah,
he did
exactly.
everything. He hit all
Right.
those. He hit every aspect of the
Yeah,
business. But yeah, I just think that there's so much out there that no one is touching. And like, if you said to me right now, "Hey, I've got a DG Xanthic clown, or I've got a white lace super hurricane super mandarin," I'd pay more for that than I
yeah,
would for the
yeah.
yeah.
Um, okay, so let's leave the philosophical for a minute. What are the things? What are the things that are on your horizon? It's the time of year where I take it that you're pairing, and that you've already made
Yep.
pairing plans, and that
Yep.
you're sitting back going like this a little bit.
Well,
What's exciting for you? Or
uh,
maybe you're praying instead of rubbing
yeah,
them together. I don't know.
it's more like this. Yeah. Um,
I,
right
I'm
now,
pretty proud of how I fixed that real quick. That
this
worked
year
out
I'm
all right.
focused on white lace puzzle stuff. We should see some of that.
Wow.
This year I kind of took a step back from shooting at triples and was like, I'm gonna start like layering on DG Clown in a more meaningful way. So I'm hoping to see like what's one of the good ones? Chocolate blackhead. No, it's a blackhead hurricane spot nose DG
Oh, nice.
Clown.
Okay. All
Shooting
right.
for that kind of stuff. Hopefully some super hurricane DG Clowns, maybe some hurricane DG Clown Pieds. Um, Again, obviously I'm shooting for those quads still. DG Xanthic Clown Pieds, not a good shot, but a much better shot than quad het to quad het. It's a visual triple het to a double visual double het, two pairings.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
What are some other cool ones? Some of the puzzle stuff I'm really excited about. And then obviously I'm breeding with, knowing that shed testing is there.
Yeah.
And
Of course. Right.
so I'm trying to get some more, instead of using, so this year I could pair multiple clutches for DG Hypo Clown. But again, I see so many people doing that, and I have a much better male to use the following season that I don't know if I just want to make like OD Yellow Belly Spot Nose DG Hypocon. It's a great snake. Don't get me wrong. Amazing. It would look very good, but I think I can do something more with those females. So I'm pairing a chocolate DG double het hypo puzzle boy. I kept 3 of those males, so I'm running 3 males this year.
Whoa.
Well, I've done it before where I keep one and he doesn't breed
Yeah.
and he doesn't get
Nah.
going, and all 3 of them got the size, and all 3 of them are locking now, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna use them.
We're gonna party
So
then.
even if it's locking the same female, just maybe one doesn't want to pair her, the next one will.
Right. Right.
There's lots of situations like that too. But I'm using them into a lot of the DG double het hypo clown combo girls that I have, to, if I hit the DG hypo and it happens to be double het puzzle clown, great. But my real focus is to try and make those DG hypo combos that are het puzzle or het clown, and they can kind of go either way.
Right.
Instead of having like 40 bins dedicated to those projects, I can shrink that down to 20 bins for that, because I have DG hypo in puzzle
Yeah, you
and in
have
het
all
clown.
the
I
you have
could
all the
go
overlap, right?
right.
Yeah.
You can go either way with it.
How do you we talked a little bit about thinking about planning. I thought that was a really astute point, whether anybody agrees with it or not. It's the right way to think about things of stark contrast with DG and sort of blushing contrast with the hypo. I thought that was a really thoughtful thing. How do you think in those lines, not related whatsoever to hypo and DG, but with puzzle can be puzzle can get run over. We've seen that in different ways. It can become very, very nuanced and sometimes it feels like the result isn't what do they say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze or something like that. But then there's other times where it's just phenomenal. What are some like rules that you've learned or that you've implemented for yourself when it comes to puzzle, or that you think about with puzzle?
With puzzle, one of my, like, sounds crazy, but always like spot nose and leopard, like those two genes in puzzle, once you combo them up, like the flat spot nose puzzle, it's quite visual. You can see, quite easy to tell. You can tell them in the egg right away. And leopard puzzles get that like bold pattern and they're kind of stripy. But once you start to like stack the leopard and spot nose combos, you get some really, really cool like lateral patterning.
Okay.
So you can like take that like stripe from the leopard, and then if you, let's say, put what was the combo I put into that? It was a leopard, and I think it was Enchi and yellow belly, and it like took that stripe and like split it, so it wasn't vertical down the snake anymore. There was still some lateral striping, but the stripes on the back broke sideways, almost like a G-stripe clown. And so it made like this really cool, like zigzaggy look on the back, and then striped black sides. And I've seen enough with puzzle where I'm like, okay, this combo works. Now we can like build upon that combo.
Right. It's kind of interesting because again, the way I think of it sometimes with puzzle is you got to watch it because it can be subtle, but leopard and spot nose are two of the most striking kind of like dark, firm, high contrast, very powerful. I never see spot nose, and I never look at a spot nose or a leopard and go, is that in there or not? I don't know. Like, know it when it's there, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going to know it.
You're never going to mistake it unless it's the blackhead. Then you might. So I'm just like playing around with puzzle stuff. I like to do some chocolate spot nose puzzle combos, white lace. Dale, dude, I love Enchi in puzzle. I love it. I don't know I don't think enough people have seen Enchi puzzle combos. People have seen Enchi puzzle or pastel Enchi puzzle, and they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't do much. But you need to come and see. I have a Firefly Yellow Belly Enchi Spot Nose puzzle, breeder male, and dude, it's like one of the things I love about puzzle is they don't brown out like clown does. Right? It's like a very opposite thing. Like puzzles hold that color really well, which is probably why they lend themselves so well to Desert Ghost. Whereas, like, you know how DG clowns get that like dirty flecking in the scales on a straight DG clown? From what I've seen with DG puzzles, mine haven't done that. Like, especially pastel DG puzzles, they're like yellow and black. That's it. There's no like milky coloring to them.
Well, and pastel is doing great things in puzzle too. Like puzzle's making pastel cool again, man.
I mean, dude, same with lace. With lace. Like, I've made some lace pastel combos that I'm like, holy shit, these are nice. And people come over, and there's lots of non-pastel stuff here for people to look at and drool over. But I'll tell you, dude, like, I gotta say, like 80% of the time, if I'm like, pick your top 5 snakes, 2 of the top 5 that they pick are pastel lace combos.
Yeah.
Almost all the time. Out of the top 5, out of everything that's here, I'm like, pick your top 5. And immediately they're like, where's that pastel cypress lace? And she's gorgeous. Like, she's like a 3,000 gram female, and is like, looks like a Desert Ghost. Like,
just pristine. Yeah.
Looks better than that combo would in Desert Ghost, because the yellow doesn't pale out. It doesn't like give you that like that milky color that pastel DGs can do.
Yeah, it's almost just a void instead of a color.
It's like vibrant, and that's only the one copy. So this year I'm breeding a lace puzzle to her, trying to make that with the white lace pastel cypress lace puzzle. What else am I doing this year? I mean, there's so much, right? Like
Right.
I think I've paired so far 140 females. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's been paired. Now
That's a lot.
whether that all goes,
Yeah.
I don't,
Well, I
don't
mean,
know. We'll
yeah,
see.
you gotta start it and track it. Okay. How many, you know what, actually, speaking of a little bit of finances, I'm gonna pay some bills really quick, but when
Yep.
I come back, audience, don't go anywhere. We'll dig into the, maybe some white lace stuff. I'm curious to hear like your whole like experience with the whole saga of lace, and then now that we're sort of back at level ground with the testing and whatnot, and knowing
Sure.
what's lace and what's not, where do we go from here? But then also, I guess maybe we'll go all the way back to the beginning. I'd like to hear some more like of the logistics of how many females you're pairing, what your season's looking like, and then you gave a pretty good rundown. But if you got 140 pairs, this is going to have some 800 hatchlings. Your workflow is going to change a little bit here coming up too. So.
You don't pair 140 and get 140, right?
No, I know, but
I
you
hope.
get 90. Okay.
Yeah,
let's say that.
yeah, 90 is okay. I can deal with 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, 140. Oh boy. Yeah.
All right. Guys, first off, I just want to thank the audience for being here. Thanks to all of the advertising partners as well. I just encourage you, if you want to check somebody out or look for somebody to support, check them out. They literally keep the lights on. They keep me coming back every week. And these are people in our industry, investing in our industry. And like I say, all Proper Royals live content is now ad free, thanks to these great brands. So shipping, it's cold out there. There's a lot going on. You heard Will and I talk about it. And if you're not comfortable shipping, call the team at Redline. There's a phone number. You can get a human. They are reptile keepers. They sell the equipment to help you ship properly. Check it out. The user interface online is great. Use the promo code Proper5. Get yourself an extra $5 off of your next shipping label. We also talked a lot about shed testing. Shedtesting.com. You're going to hear the name Phenome.com. If you haven't already, you're going to hear it a lot. That is the new company. Shed Testing is now a part of Phenome. It's a bigger entity. I did a whole episode on it with the team from Phenome, but Charlie is still running the Shed Testing. He is still heading up the research and development of new tests. They just released a Mandarin test, the NR Mandarin test. So they are still expanding with research and development. They've recently dropped the prices. They've expanded the lab capabilities and expanded the automation. So there's far less variables, less humans touching at each step, which means less mistakes at each step. And that is better science. And he's able to get you the results faster. You could do a 10 test recessive panel, $85. That's $8.50 a test. Listen to what Will and I were just talking about. The stuff is behind an $8.50 answer now. So go check that out. That's shedtesting.com. You can use the promo code Proper10, get yourself 10% off 2 orders. You can order as many tests as you want per order, and you can use the code twice. Sundog Serpents, that's Sarah and Josh down in Orlando, Florida. I've been doing business with them for a long time. I used to vend with them on the Repticon circuit. And actually, I got some snakes coming up from them for tomorrow while I got this nice weather. I encourage you to check out what they're doing. Speaking of puzzle, they've got some puzzle hatchlings that are for sale. Hypo Chocolate Stranger clown combos, if I'm not mistaken, as well. They also work TSK clown combo projects and have ingredients for that. So check out Sarah and Josh. I've done business with them. I continue to do business with them. They're wonderful people. Reagan Renee, Royal Pythons. Check out ReaganRenee.com. You don't have to put Royal Pythons at the end of it. ReaganRenee.com. That is Charlie Ryan. He's over in New Jersey. Couple things about his website. Everything on the website ships for free. You buy it in the website, it's free shipping. You want a further discount? Proper 10. That'll get you 10% more off of it. He's also got these super cool analytical add-ons. He deals with a lot of data analysis and production in his day job, and he started to apply that to his website. So shed testing calculators. Does it make sense to test your clutches or not? What is the potential and likely return? Same thing with various pairing combinations. What are the likely, not only the outcomes, but there's a financial component as well if you choose to enter that information. It's all free. It's all there on ReaganRenee.com. As far as the snakes and the projects you'll find there, Kryptons, DG, G-Stripe, candy pied clowns, all in single, double, and triple combos and various pairings of those genes and projects. So check out ReaganRenee.com. Keeper Kane, that is a YouTube channel from Kane Fritz Wallace and his wife Michelle. It documents their sort of life keeping animals. They breed ball pythons. They keep big snakes. He's got retics and berms, aquatics, tarantulas. It's all documented there, all guaranteed to be family friendly. You can watch it at work safely. Now, you might need to do your job, but you're allowed to, you're not going to get fired for the content that is there. That's on YouTube, and Kane's become a good friend in the industry, and we do business together as well, but you might see him around various Patreons. Keeper Kane, go check out that YouTube channel. Last but not least is BNS Reptilia. That is Chris Shelley. He's over in Pennsylvania. Reptilia, because he deals in ball pythons, but also blood pythons, locality, boas, colubrids of all shapes and sizes, Pituophis, the bull snakes, the pine snakes, and he's got the education and the legal knowledge of whether you're allowed to own those animals where you live in your locality. He'll help you with that. He'll make sure everything's legal. Chris and I vend Tinley together in October. March one, he usually sits out, but sometimes he sends me some stuff. If you're interested in anything from Chris and you want to pick it up at Tinley, let me know. Go check out BNS Reptilia. Thank you so much, audience. I appreciate you being here. And we got Will Moroz. How about this? I had Brian Gundy last week, Will Moroz this week. Pretty good kickoff to the new year. Will, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for sitting through the ad promos. It keeps the lights on. They're good people. I got to give them a little love, So,
yeah, man, good stuff.
I appreciate the patience there. What'd you make of the whole lace thing, man? And I see I see an analogy to scrambler, man. There's all of a sudden lots of scrambler. I feel like there's going to be a lace moment for scrambler. Do you know? Does that make sense? What I'm getting at there?
Yeah. I mean, lace was one of those things that it was so hot, right? Everybody wanted it because it looked so good, and the combos were incredible. White lace combos were great, and I think there was maybe a tendency for people to jump the gun with lace and just breed something
what we want to see, right? Like
exactly.
We find what we look for, and that can be bad sometimes. Yeah.
And like if you want something bad enough, your eyes are going to tell you that's what it is. And it doesn't matter how long you're in this industry, you can try and be as objective as you can. And you're going to have those moments where you're like, I hit it. And then it sheds and you're like, shit, no, I didn't. Yeah. I've learned to not send pictures in the egg. I've just learned. Like, oh, dude, look at this. I hit this. Because everything looks like a fucking DG clown in the egg.
That's true, yeah.
And then it sheds and you're like, people are like, hey, where's that snake? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't ask questions about it.
Yeah. No, it's over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a DG, obviously. But lace is a guy. I mean, I love the project. I love the gene. I don't look at lace. I mean, I guess I kind of do as its own project. But absolutely, I think you know what? Scrap that. I do look at lace as its own project. You can run with lace for years and years and years and years and make a ton of beautiful snakes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people were just sort of like, oh, it's a little bit brighter. It has to be lace, right?
Right.
I'll tell you, I did sell. The only one that I'm aware of is I sold one snake that I thought was a lace yellow belly, and the buyer thought was a lace yellow belly. And when they bred it, it didn't end up being a lace yellow belly. They raised it from a baby to a female. Obviously, take care of them. That's not an issue.
Right.
It's just I would say that I was pretty good with being objective on lace because I hate being unsure on something. I'm much more inclined to be like, that's a yellow belly. If it's lace, you got lucky. You know, I'm much more inclined to under promise than over promise. That specific example, we both thought it was. So it is what it is. It's going to happen. And, if you haven't mis-ID'd a snake, you haven't bred enough of them. It's just the reality. So it's one of those things. But I think a lot of people like are just like, this is late, this is late, this is late. Because I was seeing during that lace heyday, I was like lace should jump out at you. Like
Mm-hmm.
lace should, like, after a few meals, you should be like, that's bright. Like that's really bright. And there's like bright, and then there's like lace bright. It's a
Yeah.
different kind of bright. It's a different, like, it almost has that DG kind of like shimmer. It's not shimmer is not the right word, but like they're clean. They're clean and
Mm-hmm.
they're bright. Um, so I can just say from my experience working with it, I have held stuff back to 300 or 400 grams to like confirm before we had a test, just to
Mm-hmm.
grow stuff up. I've held stuff back that I have been unsure of. And then when I got here, sent all the sheds to Charlie, and he's like, "Yeah, these are lace." And I'm like,
Oh, cool.
"Oh,
Yeah.
yes." You know, like
Oh, yeah, that's
they're
right.
they
You can do that easier now. In Canada, you
oh
had
my
to have
god, bro.
CITES for sheds too, right?
Blown his ass up. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's lots of guys that are a lot more than I have, but I've sent a bunch of sheds. Yeah.
Right. He's doing okay from you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have to pay him first, right? So I guess there's
At
that.
some
I
point,
told him
yeah.
I don't pay for negative results, right? Yeah.
You're like, yeah, let me get the Social Security card. It's weird. It's delayed
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah. I
negative
have no bank
result. Yeah,
account.
forget
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah.
No, Charlie's been great.
I know.
It's that's so yeah. There's another one. Being able to shed test like now, pack them up, ship them out. I have my results the following week. It's or sometimes that week. I'm
He's
just
pretty
cheap and
fast.
I don't
Yeah.
pay for overnight shipping. I'm just like,
Oh, well,
they'll get
yeah.
there. They'll get there next Monday. It doesn't change. I'm not
It's
selling it this week anyway. So
That's
you
true. It
know,
doesn't change what's in the
no.
bag in the
And
DNA.
really, if I know it
Yeah.
now or I know it next week, it doesn't really change much. But I'll tell you, when you get the email from him, you're like, oh shit.
It's
You're like,
pretty fun,
oh
isn't it?
shit. And you go into your like little, I do a spreadsheet with him, and I go into the spreadsheet and I'm like, oh, this is not het. I'm like, no, this one is het. Yeah.
Does he
Um,
does he ever mess with you?
I mean, yeah, he told me that. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So we
I was
just kind
gonna
of
say
fuck with each other, right? Like,
because he messes with me, I'll tell you that much, man.
yeah, he was telling me that all his stuff's done through AI, and I was like, what? And I like actually bought it for a second. He's like, yeah, this is actually. I'm like messaging him, and he's like, this is actually a chat bot. Thank you for messaging. And I was like, wait a second, and then I was like, are you serious? Yeah, I'm just too gullible, I guess.
The
Yeah.
best he ever got me was I sent a snake that was 2 generations removed from Justin producing it, and I just ran a full recessive panel on it, and he just out of the blue, he's like, "Hey, what were you testing for on that snake?" I said, "Well, it's a visual clown, but I just figured if there was anyone I was gonna roll the dice on and see, it was that." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's visual clown. I was wondering why you tested for that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't hear anything. It was like 4 minutes, and then he goes, "And het monsoon."
Yeah.
Like I was like, what? I'd already moved on, and I was already back to scraping,
Yeah.
snake poo out of the corner of a
Yeah.
tub.
No, that's been really good to be able to shed test quickly, ship quickly, all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But lace, I mean, having the shed test for it certainly makes life easier. You don't have to guess.
Yeah.
It's that's helpful. I know there's been a lot of misid'd lace, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
like guys, like so I don't want to say that there's been like the majority of the misid'd laces are not like nefarious. It's not like, oh, I'm
No,
just gonna
I don't think
like,
it's nefarious. I think people do get in over their heads, and then it's hard to refund for most people to refund several $1,000s, which is the
right.
right thing to do. And that's where the fall apart comes from, I think.
So back in like coming from like the way I grew up in the industry, it was always like, this is our best guess. This
Right.
is always this is the best I can tell you. And so like that's kind of ingrained into me. And shed
Mhm.
testing has sort of changed that with the market where people are like, I don't want your guess. Tell me if it is or not. And like
Right.
I get that. I get it. But with genes that are not shed testable, people are doing their best. Now, was there people that were scamming? I don't know. I'm not saying there was. I'm not saying there wasn't. I just
Right.
don't know. But I know that a lot of the people that did have to refund lace stuff it wasn't an intentional, I'm trying to screw somebody over, but people these days have like a very like knee jerk, like you fucked me, like they freak out like very quickly, and it's like, dude, whoa, this isn't intentional. I'll do my best to help you out here, but
Right.
like we gotta kind of, everybody should just kind of like take a break. We are guessing on like colors and patterns of snakes, and like, oh, does this one have a couple little flames on it? That must be this. Like realistically, if you like zoom out, it's like we're all fucking crazy for doing what we're doing.
That's true. There's a very fair point there. And I think what I saw with lace, like there's exactly what you're talking about, but then there was also like this sort of pump and dump thing. Like we got to build this up, and that is a little bit more nefarious.
That hurts.
Even if they believed it was lace, if they're just, like, I don't know. I feel like there's two different conversations that happen where it's like, hey, you know what?
4K and then they were 400.
Yeah, and like I'll use Antoine again as a great example with the scrambler. He said, "You know what, Adam? Here's what the best that we understand it is. Here's what I see in front of me. Here, it's very simple: super OD scrambler and super OD fire scrambler. I don't think there's anything else there. This is my best understanding, and I want you to be comfortable with what you're buying." That's a great conversation. And no matter what scrambler ever turns out to be, according to DNA, I will never go back to him because I was in a negative way. I'll go back to him 10 times to buy from him.
Right.
Versus some of these others that are like, get this now. This is what this is. This is, you know what I mean? Like it's a different conversation.
It's a different
like,
sale.
Yeah.
Right. It's a totally different sale.
Right.
And later, Dale, have a good one.
Thanks, Dale. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like I get the like, this is exactly what it is. You don't argue with me about it. Don't like question my ID. There's like a totally different like tone there. And when that's the case, it's like, I'm going to come knock on your door at that point. Right.
Not physically,
this is what I paid
for. What I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
It's just hard, man. This is not there's no like guarantees in this business. Now, I will say, hets better fucking be hets.
Right.
That's one that I'm like, yo,
you say it is, yeah.
Like you fucked up if it's not. And like that's when I start to get like a little like, did you screw me over intentionally here? Because was it from a visual? I drives me nuts when I see people post like such and such and such het this, and I know their pairing was pos het. And I know it was because they showed me the pairing, and then I see it on Instagram, this and this and this, this. And I'm like, wait a second, has that been tested already? Oh, not yet. What the fuck are you doing? You know,
then
like,
they can't even lie good about it then. Like, that should be the easy answer. Yeah, of course. If you're going to, I don't need to give a class in lying, but I'm just like, it's.
You just like hets are hets, man. It's black and white for me. Was it from a visual? Yes. Okay, it's a het. There's nothing to
it's
discuss there.
That's so short-sighted. Like for an industry that or a world that we live in, that really we need 2, 3, 5, 7 years to really get anywhere, to make such a snap decision on a stupid het to make a couple bucks when you have to live in that world to do anything. You're either going to fail and you're going to quit, or you're going to be around for a decade.
I think some people
don't think about that.
Some people, I'll deal with it later. Yeah. Mentality. Now shed testing has stopped a lot of that. Mm-hmm. There's definitely, if I buy something and I'm like, I test it, people, I have heard stories of people buying a snake that's supposed to be hat puzzle or hat hypo, and they bring it in and then they test it just because they have credit with Charlie or something, and they test it for those genes that they bought it for, and it's missing the puzzle. And then they go back to that guy and he's like, well, why would you test it for puzzle? I told you it was het. He's like, that doesn't matter.
It's wrong.
That makes it worse, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes it worse, bro.
Either you're lying or you don't know what you're doing. And honestly, to understand how one het works, that's worse than lying, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
So there's I think with multi-stacked incomplete dominant genes, I definitely like give people a bit of leeway. Everyone's doing the best they can to stack. Like I've bought like snakes that are like supposed to be super orange dream, yellow belly, Enchi, fire, leopard, pied, and the first snake out of the hatch from it is a yellow belly pied. And it's like, okay, well, it's not super OD, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention it to the guy.
Mhm.
It didn't even cross my mind to mention it because I understand you're trying to ID 7 genes on a patch of snake scales this big on a
Right.
little
On a
baby,
little one,
and you're
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So it's like I get it. It's like, oh, it's an orange dream Enchi fire leopard pipe. Okay, he got all of it right but missed the super.
Yeah.
Who fuck, like, really? Does it matter that much? I get it. There's money involved, but there's money involved for everyone, right? Both ways. So I don't. If I buy something and it ends up like, oh, it's missing yellow belly, it's like, okay, I get it. Now if I buy something, the difference is like if I'm buying a lace combo and it's missing lace, that's what I was buying it for.
Right. Yeah.
That's if I'm buying a Pompeii and it's missing yellow belly, it's like, okay, it sucks, but actually for my collection, it's actually a good thing because there's so many
Yeah, 'cause
fucking
you got too
hybrids.
much running
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
but it's like I'm getting majority of what
Yeah.
we both thought it was a Pompeii. Also, some of the onus has to go on to the buyer as well.
I was going to say, again, those are conversations both ways. The buyer can say, hey, here's why I'm buying this. It's imperative this is a super. Are you sure? Or,
Exactly.
I love the Super Gravel project. I can't have somebody misidentify a highway combo. I don't.
Right.
That's going to set me back a year and a half or 2 years, whatever it took me to wait to time to grow this up. So, but again, like you say, that onus can go on the buyer. So if I'm buying a particular combo, I'm going, I need not only your word, I need your guarantee this isn't a yellow belly.
Right.
Where are we on that? And of course, like you say, we could test it. The testing will be on me. I'll figure that part out. But that conversation could go both ways.
Yeah, and like at the same time, if we're trying to ID theoretical combos, like some of the stuff that we sell, not just me, lots of people, we're into territory we've never seen this combo before.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah,
certainly helps. Like don't get me wrong, it helps a lot with that side of things. Where it's like I've had stuff where like, is that hurricane or am I just like tripping? Like, is that, and you test and, oh, it is hurricane. Okay. Now I can say with confidence, no, I've tested this snake. It is hurricane. But there is some more like nuanced stuff there where, is it a good example of hurricane? Is it a bad example of hurricane? Like if it's a lower expression hurricane combo, it could be easy to miss.
Oh, there's but if it's clowns where I'm like,
you sure?
I think, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
So I think everyone just needs to like kind of like, take a deep breath. We'll sort it out and it'll get fixed. But yeah, I just, that's kind of my
it makes for I think actually everything we're discussing is part of like, I wouldn't say the addiction, the allure of it. 'Cause there's the there's the science and there's the money and the finance, but there's this really big area that's like an art and a style. And I don't necessarily mean art like what ends up on the final project being being art. I mean, just the art of navigating what we're doing, the various personalities, the various things that we have to know. We just talked about everything from an absolute shed test of a gene to, there's genes in there. I think this is the best thing of it. And it's never been made before. And it's probably pretty valuable if we were talking about it. Do we both agree that we like this at this price? And there's no like Federal Reserve that's pricing genes. There's no stock market saying this. You know what I mean? Like it's
have a union or something or like
it's a really neat, like purely capitalistic frontier in that way to me that is wildly alluring to me.
There's comes a point too where like as a seller and as a buyer, I think as buyers need to learn the questions to ask. Like if you're new, you don't have to just go on to Morph Market and say, oh, that says that it's a lace clown. I'm just going to buy it. You can go on Morph Market and say like, hey, I see that you have a lace clown available. Or have you just for my curiosity, have you shed tested that? Or has it come from a super? And then the buyer may come back and say like, hey, I've actually hatched 79 lace clowns before. Here's examples of lace clowns. Here's examples of them as adults. Here's comparisons of them as babies. I'm sure that this is a lace clown. I'm firm on that. Great. Okay. I'm going in with confidence now, rather than just like, hey, I'll take it. And then when it's not a lace clown, they freak out. It's like, you ask the question, say like, can I see pictures of your male? Can I see pictures of the father? Can I see pictures of other babies that he's sired? Do you have other comparisons of lace clowns? Or if you don't feel like it's a good enough example for your projects, ask, if you really want to get it from them, ask, do you have maybe a higher representation or a higher better example of that lace clown? Or search for another one. It's not, like you said earlier, there is always another lace clown.
Yeah.
There is always another. In fact, there's going to be 20 more. It's not that there's never going to be less. So if you're in the market for a lace clown, or this applies for everything. It's not just lace. This applies for if you're in the market for a spot nose clown combo or whatever the heck it is. Ask those questions. And then as a seller, I think we should try to take more of like that, like consultative approach. What I try to do is I try to understand. Now, not always. Somebody messages me and says, hey, I saw that snake on Morph Market. I'd like to buy it. Great. Sounds good.
No need to consult. Right. Yeah.
We don't
have to make it difficult. Yeah.
Right. I just say, okay, sounds good. Here's my payment info. And once paid, give me your shipping info and we'll ship it out next Tuesday. But for other people who maybe have like some questions, or they're trying to build a direction, they might come to me and say like, hey, Will, I'm looking for, this is where I'm thinking about going. Can you take a look at these? This is my group. Maybe I have 5 females that I'm considering breeding this male to. And I want to move into this direction with these animals. Do you think this animal is a good fit? Some people will just right out of the gate be like, yep, whatever I have is the best fit for you. Right. I try not to do that because, honest to God, I don't care enough to like just still nickel in like a couple grand here, a couple grand there. Like, yeah, but they all sell at the end of the day anyway. So yeah, I'd rather like keep those relationships strong with all my customers. And I'll say to them like, hey man, like honestly, this snake doesn't work for what you're thinking about doing. I might have one in the rack. I say, hang on, I have one that will, right? And present that option. Or I say like, hey, look, I know one of my good buddies here. He just hatched this clutch. I don't know if any are for sale, but reach out, tell them I told you to call them and see if they're available. Like as you do this for a living, I see stuff that doesn't make it to Morph Market or doesn't make it to Instagram. I see those combos that pop up here and there.
Absolutely right.
And I know I have my finger, not totally, but I think I have my finger on the pulse of the market and kind of like who's making what. If I know I'm looking for a certain combo, I kind of know who to call. Yeah. If I'm looking for super gravels, I know where to go. And
it's become one of my favorite expressions, but now this takes you got to pay the bills and you got to have lights and you got to be able to eat and all of that. But after that, I will take a great relationship over a sale
all the time, every time.
10 out of 10 times. Like I say, as long, I mean, and again, that takes a certain amount of fortunate or results of hard work or getting to a certain point in life or whatever saying we use. But the opportunities are so Massive from good relationships, and you would go broke buying those opportunities because you almost can't. They don't hit the market. They're done taken care of before, or people don't even consider them with you. You know what I mean? I'm just so fortunate and thankful for that. But I work very, very hard at relationships for just what you're talking about.
I had a guy in Canada, and he wanted to get a snake for his daughter. And his daughter saw this snake that I had posted. It was one of these, like a pied combo. Mm-hmm. And it was cheap snake. It was like $400. Mm-hmm. And so they came over and she's like, I really want that one. But it was a bit of a problem feeder for me. And I was just like, I was like, look, this is your first snake. Like, let me
can't do it.
Let me like put something in your hands that will do well, and not something that you're gonna be like, oh, my snake's not eating, it's getting skinny, what do I do? I'm panicking. Like, I don't want you to have that like negative first experience, right? That's like the worst case scenario. That's no one's coming back. You have a bad experience at a car dealership, you're not ever fucking going back to that dealership.
No, there was one on every corner. Yeah, you're not going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go to the next one. Yep.
So we looked around the collection, ended up giving her a snake that was like way more expensive, but gave it to her for $400. I was like, this one eats. You know what? It's a male. I don't have really a use for it. Why don't you guys take it and whatever? 2 years later, the dad calls me up and he's like, hey man, that snake, by the way, I was like, oh, I didn't really recognize. I was like, who's this again?
Right. Well, yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, you sold a snake to my daughter, blah, blah, the one that wasn't eating. And then you gave her one that was eating, blah, blah, blah. And they decided that they wanted to try and breeding. He came back and spent $35,000 buying a mini collection of stuff. And I was just like, whoa. And he had done his research. He came back and he was like, okay, I want to build a clown group. I want to build a hypo group. And I was like, okay. And that is like the perfect example.
That's right.
Of someone where like, I could have just been like, yeah, here, take this one. This one's $400. Get it out of here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like all about, and again, you don't want some kid to like,
right.
Who knows? That could be the next Justin, you know, like we don't know.
Yeah. With the dad spending 35 grand, I bet it is.
Who knows? Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it is.
And you know, it's just like those situations. So when I try and sell, I try to find out what it is that person's looking to get, what they're trying to build. And then I try and put pieces into their hands that will work for that project. And I'm way better off saying I don't have anything for you that is going to work for you than being like, no, take this, trust me. Yeah. And then it doesn't work. And then they're like, oh man, somebody else gets in their ear and, oh, Will sold you that snake and it's a terrible purchase for you, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know, I'd much rather tell somebody, look, I don't have the right animal for you. I'm pairing for these next year. I can put you on my list. And when I hit that stuff, I always reach out to those people. But you know, it just really depends. It's but like you said, relationships 11 out of 10 over one quick sale.
I think that example that you just gave is perfect and a perfect place to sort of wrap up. Although I do want to hit one more topic before we wrap up. Your Patreon is pretty, I don't know if legendary is the right word, very well known, very highly spoken of. In my opinion, I've never been in there, which I should go do if this is what I've heard, but it's really the standard that the rest live up to. Give us a little pitch. Tell us about what goes on in there. Why should people consider coming to hang out with you in the Patreon?
If you just want to be around people that live this, enjoy it, chat about snakes, we bullshit with each other, where it's just like a big like group of people that enjoy what we're doing. And I think that is like the number one thing that bleeds to the rest. It's like everyone's having fun. There are times where people are upset or this, you know, I hit that odds, blah, blah, blah. We had one guy in the Patreon yesterday or a couple days ago telling us that one of his females ate his male. And we were kind of like, yo, bro, I think you might have had a couple too many pops in the snake room and put them somewhere. He's like, no, it ate it. And then finally he found it. I was like, I mean, I told you, you know, like just stuff like that. But it's don't join if you're wanting, like, don't join because you think you have to pay me for advice or pay me for help. Not at all. Message me for help. That's fine. I have anything I'll tell anybody in there. I'll tell anybody anytime.
It's a really good point, because I've eaten some BS from people. Oh, now you charge for it. No, I charge for the community space and what it takes to run that. Yeah. Go ahead. Don't mean to put words in your mouth, but thank you for making that distinction.
Weekly lives will, you know, we'll just having fun. I show all my pairings, what's going on. I just try and I don't stick to any like YouTube format video. It's like the place where I just take my phone out in the snake room. I'm like, oh shit, these three are locked. Like if she goes, then I can get a male from here. Then we can go over here, and you kind of see the craziness in my brain, I suppose. And yeah, spot you can try and sell snakes. It's a good spot to just meet a lot of like good breeders. There's not a lot of like, everyone's like, I would say, a smaller breeder, no one in there is doing 200 clutches. No
Right.
one's pumping out eggs, but I think everybody in there is really like keyed in on quality. And I just like, I am thankful for all those people, because like that's where I buy majority of the snakes I get every year are from them.
Yeah, I mean, the business relationships and those, I mean, we just talked about relationships and things that
Yeah.
don't make it to the market and things that are spoken for and handshakes. And, you know, that's the place. And whether it's anybody, I don't even claim that it should be mine. I think it's one of the best investments anybody could make. With a few bucks a month, you get
Yeah.
this place where you know everybody. It's like being able to pick your audience, being a musician. Like if I knew every person that was listening to me was cool, I would kill it every night on stage.
Right.
You know,
We have one tier. There's not
Yeah.
multiple tiers for different people. Everyone's the exact same tier. Everyone gets treated the exact same. Again, it's not like I'm not doing like giveaways. We do a couple once in a while, but like it's not like I'm gonna give away a snake every week, or
Right.
that's not what it is. It's every dollar that you spend into the Patreon is a credit with RCR. So if you ever want to purchase a snake in the future, you can use it like a little piggy bank for yourself. Whatever you want. We're flexible. It's just a fun spot. If it's something you're interested in doing, you're more than welcome.
Awesome. Guys, that's Will Moroz. Go check him out, support him. He's here in the States now. You don't have to ship across the border or wait or wonder or think that's a hard thing to do, because whether it is or not, it's done. You don't have to do that anymore. Will, thanks for joining. You're, like I say, you're always really gracious towards me, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Thank you very,
Anytime,
very much, man. I
real
mean
one.
it. Just whether it's on the show, in person in Canada, in Tinley, in a hotel lobby, in
Wherever,
the middle
bro.
of the show, wherever, man. It's you, like I say, very, very gracious. And
you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
I got to the States and then sold a snake, and guess where it's going?
Back to Canada.
I was like, I gotta figure out shipping again. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if I can ever do anything for you, please don't hesitate to let me know. I don't know what I have to
Likewise,
offer,
man.
but
Likewise.
well, and you've done a lot for me already, so thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Go check out Will Moroz. That's Royal Canadian Reptiles, and I will see you guys same place, same time next week, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time. See ya.
Cheers.